なるほど。はるか昔からお肌のケアをしているから女の子っていい匂いがするのか。こりゃ風呂上がり、一体どんな仕上がりになるのか目が離せないな。
おや、気づきましたか。陸殿も好き者にござるな。
Have you ever wondered what kind of smell would your favorite anime characters have if they existed in the real world? No? Just me? Huh.
Okay.
Well, as a fragrance addict myself, a hobby I've had for around a year and a half now, with around 150 scents being gifted, tested, or owned by myself, I thought it'd be fun to give us an idea of the smell some anime characters would have if they lived in today's world. I'll be taking into consideration 3 things to choose a fragrance for these 8 characters that I'll be showing. We'll take a look at a character's personality, how this character behaves around people, and what kind of situations this character is usually in. We'll examine the environments as well of these characters. Are they in a forest, or maybe in a city, or space, or I don't know, any area in which these characters are involved with. And finally, we'll look at the economic situation. Do they have a lot of money or not? And that obviously affects what kind of fragrance they will usually use. So with that said, let's kick this video off with Asuka Lango. I think she needs no introduction, but for those who don't know, she's one of the main characters of the Evangelion series. And the fragrance that I can see her smelling like is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense for her. A very fruity, citrusy scent, fresh and ideal for high heat situations that almost everyone is gonna love. It is a scent that works on any age range, it is not that expensive for a teen, and it is a scent that will complement her leadership and badass attitude without needing to give them this mature woman image. And for those who care, the fragrance has a very good performance actually. Now, choosing one for Anizuka is a little bit tricky, because he has a very low income and no sense of self-care whatsoever. But through the anime and manga, he's willing to change if a woman is involved, so it has to be a cheap yet mass-pleasing fragrance that works mainly on warm to medium weathers. It doesn't have to be very loud because he's working in the school, not that he really cares though. So Nautica Blue will be a very good choice for him. A very aquatic smell with a little bit of a sweet background, better suited for men that are 30 or younger, with a kind of a bad performance to be honest. It is really synthetic and cheap smelling, but that works very well in school and casual situations. It is made to be liked by people. It is generic, yes, and affordable, but it will smell really good on him, and with his overpowering personality, this smell can be remembered quite easily.
海だ。山。海。山。海。山。み。こうなったら藤原書記に決めてもらおう。
私ですか？
そうしましょう。
どちらかというと、山は山でも、
恐れ山。
So Shika is quite the personality. Energetic, funny, extrovert and loud. Yet it is shown that she has very good manners, as well as good knowledge of fashion and all of that. So she's definitely the type of girl who would invest a little bit more into a fragrance that is youthful, but at the same time refined and attractive. That's why Miss Your Blooming Bouquet Eau de Toilette will be a good option for her. Roses, a little bit of citrus with tons of florals. It really is a representation of someone taking a whiff to a flower bouquet. Add to this some clean and powdery notes in the back, and you have a great scent for school and casual situations that smells very refined with good quality that almost any guy in high school will love.
劣悪な環境だな。だが、アングラな施設ほど素性のあやふやな子が多く、経歴の改ざんに都合がいい。この任務は子供さえいればなんとかなる。
So this man right here, Lloyd Forger, could honestly use so many different types of fragrances. He's elegant, well-mannered, and chill. Money is not an issue for him, yet he doesn't spend in unnecessary things. He usually moves around the city and the weather varies on the season, so he needs something that's versatile. Acqua di Gio Profumo is a perfect scent for him. It has this initial fresh Acqua di Gio DNA that you probably have smelled already, but add this darker, more mature and elegant tone of the incense, the patchouli and a little bit woody and sweet that works perfectly in any weather. It is not an invasive fragrance, but it leaves a very nice trail. So with King Bradley, I think he fits the mold of someone who would use a niche fragrance. That is, a fragrance not so common and made usually with better ingredients, unique profiles, and fabricated by smaller houses, usually more expensive as well. Those are fragrances for people who don't want to smell like the rest, and for King Bradley, a serious man who knows exactly what he wants and how to achieve it no matter the cost. He needs a scent proper of a king, that is luxurious yet subtle and clean, something that is able to showcase money and power, along with cleanness and a mature tone. That for me would be Green Irish Street from Creed. As the name suggests, it smells green. You can imagine a forest that has just been covered in rain. Add this with some woods, and in concept it may sound weird, but once you smell this fragrance, you would understand how undeniably amazing it is. It has an earthy part in the middle, and you can perceive some cleanness and freshness along the whole life cycle of the fragrance. But as always, the main smell will always be green. Now our last male entry is Sanji from One Piece. If you've seen the anime or read the manga, you know that he goes crazy for any woman. So he needs a scent more on the sexy, daring side. Something that allows him to get compliments and is appealing to women mainly. Yet because he's always in the sea in very hot weathers, this scent needs to have somewhat of a fresh vibe to it. Well, look no further because Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme is absolutely great. It starts off with a lot of citrus and freshness, but as it dries down you get this creaminess from the tonka and sandalwood that make it very interesting and inviting and sexy. The projection of this scent is good enough to be picked by people without it being annoying and performs very good. It is a very balanced scent that gives you the best of both worlds, freshness from the citrus and mint and a sweet undertone that will allow him to use it anytime he wants. Our last character is none other than Mai from Bunny Girl Senpai. She is one of my top female characters, and we can describe her as someone that's very chill and relaxed, but at the same time has a very emotional side to her that is only shown to certain people. She carries elegance and beauty in a very natural way that's reflected on her acting, so you would expect this sexy side of her as well. With all this in mind, I'll present you my favorite female fragrance that I've ever smelled on a woman. Keep in mind that I know way more about men's fragrances than women's, but this is Poison Girl Eau de Parfum by Dior. This is an impressive fragrance that can be used anytime. It uses almond and vanilla in a very sexy and attractive way that, as a man, it is very intoxicating in the best way possible. Just like Mai, this fragrance will pull heads left and right, so it'll just boost her beauty with this magnificent scent. It is very sweet, and an overspray might be too much for some people, but without a doubt, this fragrance is one of the most attractive female fragrances out there. So there you go. Hopefully you had some fun and maybe even discovered a new fragrance here or there. This is all subjective, but if you have any recommendations about other fragrances that could have worked, feel free to comment them down below. Thanks for watching.